What's up, everybody? It's Dingers with the boys. We're here with Chris this week.
Yeah.
Very special guest. We're going to be talking about NBA playoffs, ask him a few questions about just some different players and some events that he's been to and everything. But Chris, first of all, just welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll kind of go into it.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I'm just his brother-in-law. I'm not here to do any kind of favors for them. I'm here to get internet famous.
Yep.
So I don't have any podcasts or outlets of my own besides Twitter. I've been running a pretty successful burner for a couple years. Maybe at the end, that'll be my teaser. I'll give you guys my burner page. And
You might go viral on this one. This
Yeah,
one might be
hopefully.
our first viral pod.
that's what I was promised.
Yeah.
So I know.
That was in the contract.
Yeah, but no, I'm Chris. I just know me as a ball knower. All right, that's why I'm here.
We'll see, you know.
I mean, I've been paying attention to the NBA more than I've been paying attention to my family, and you're gonna see.
I can attest to that for
Yeah.
sure.
It's
You know?
nice.
I think this could be the longest episode we have.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all basketball lovers. But yeah,
Easy to be a Nuggets fan right now.
Oh yeah,
Well, let's dig right into it. The Nuggets, they got the number 2 seed. We're playing the Lakers. First game. So it's Friday night, guys. So this will probably come out after our first game 1, just a heads up. But first game is tomorrow night at home. We're 3-0 against the Lakers this season. Who wants to go first?
Well,
Chris,
I'm
go ahead.
going to start with the 2 seed factor.
Yeah.
I think we all pretty much felt like we had it in the bag. There wasn't really anyone doubting that we
Yeah.
were going to have the number 1 seed with 2 games left. That was tough. I didn't believe it was real when we were losing the Spurs the whole game.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
was a slow
we were up
game.
by 23
Yeah.
in that game. And so it was so frustrating that, like, in the fourth quarter, it just looked like, we don't really care. We're going to win it no matter
Yeah.
what. kind
Yeah,
of thing. It
and
was
that's
just-
how I was as a fan.
Yeah.
Do you
I was like,
guys
I don't really
think-
care. We're going to win it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there was any chance we were trying to kind of throw that game?
No, I think that could have put us 3 seed behind Minnesota. That's the team to be scared of if you got to go there, I think,
Yeah.
in the West. So I don't know what happened. I think they were playing with their food too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it was time to get real, they realized Wemby's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, I don't think we tried to lose. By any
Yeah,
means,
I don't
for
think so
sure.
either. I think we just got kind of tired.
Mhm. And like Chris said, as a fan, I'm watching the game, and even when it came, like, they took the lead, it's like, we're good.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they're nothing. You know, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
not a big deal. Or
I'm
anything.
sitting next to my Laker buddy, and he was like, "You guys are going to lose this." I'm like, yeah. "No, you guys would lose this. We're not going to lose this game." And there we were. And I was brokenhearted, almost ruined the weekend. And then, thank
Yep.
God, Minnesota blows it
Oh
against
my
the Suns
gosh.
on Sunday.
Yep.
We get the 2 seed. No one cares about the Thunder at the 1 seed.
Yep.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Well, and it couldn't have worked out better too, because the Timberwolves and the Suns play against each other now,
Yep.
and that's going to be a very hard
I think so. Yeah.
series. And so, I'm thinking the Nuggets are going to win in 5. That's my guess.
hmm
And whoever we play out of that, I think that series could go to 7
I
games,
agree.
honestly. And hopefully
Yeah.
they're all tired a little bit. And if it's the Timberwolves, Gobert really can't stay with Jokic.
No, but
And
Yeah.
I mean, he is a great defensive, but it's like, hey, Jokic just has it. Suns, Nurkic, he battles with Jokic, but
he's
they
gonna
can't
foul
stop
out.
it. Exactly. Yep. And so
It's
I don't know. I'm hoping that they're both tired and, we can take care of business
Yeah.
pretty quick between them two. So hopefully we get some rest, especially if we can win in like games 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think first rounds, I mean, it's a lock. It's how many games. Last year, we were so used to just the Lakers always beating us that we were all a little nervous. We all were excited that we got the Lakers because how did the 7 seed make it to the finals,
Yeah.
Western Conference? But we were all a little nervous.
It is funny,
The
like-
refs, I'm not feeling that this year.
Even when
Yeah.
we were up like 3 games, I'm just like, man, it's the Lakers.
Yeah, it's
though.
the
It's
Lakers.
like, oh my gosh.
Is the league going to let LeBron lose
Exactly.
this?
And they were
Like,
all fairly close. I think there was one game that was like double digits, but they
Yeah.
were all fairly close games.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying it was one of the closest series in NBA history.
Yeah.
Which
And
is kind of crazy.
we
'cause
swept
they
them.
still swept them.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, we were denying. I mean, I was avid denying that on Twitter last year, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was close.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
exactly.
they're like, oh, you guys gonna want to get your moral prize, but
What are the chances you guys think the Nuggets could possibly lose in round one? Do you think it's a 0% chance, like 10%? Like, what do you think has to happen for the Nuggets to lose in game one? Or round one, not game one.
I think if we lose the first two, I'd be kind of worried. But I say overall chance of losing first round, I'd say 20%.
20%?
Yeah, I'm more around 1.
So you think he's only lost once?
I thought he lost 0 times.
Now, he lost to Phoenix in 2021. That was the year that COVID shut it down, or didn't shut it down. It was the year after it shut it down, but
then they
there was only 72 games. Yeah, they swept us. Yeah, Suns and Philly.
Well, we didn't have to say the sweet part.
Right,
It was a close series. No, that
it was extremely close. Yeah. I'm kind of like on your. I'm probably in between you guys. I'm probably around like that 10%. There's always a chance, especially LeBron in the playoffs. You never know, and like you said, like with the refs and like the league, it's. I mean, the Lakers right now.
Let us have it last year.
Exactly.
That's why my 1% is for the unspeakable happening, and that's who getting injured.
Yeah.
And if someone were to get injured, that gives us it's about 50-50.
Yeah. I mean, if Jokic goes down,
then
if the other ones go down, I still think that we're probably up there, but it definitely, like, Jamal would be a huge blow.
That would be a huge loss.
Hopefully we can stay healthy. Mm-hmm. So out of all the rest of the West, like, obviously we're all Nuggets fans. We all think the Nuggets are probably going to make it back to the championship.
Oh, yeah.
But who is the biggest, like, team that you guys think is the biggest threat to the Nuggets? Like, I don't think the Thunder, I don't think they're even going to get to the Western Conference Finals, so I'm not really worried about them. Pelicans or Kings, not really worried about. Clippers, I mean, Kawhi's out right now. Well, possibly out with that right knee inflammation. Mavs are playing good ball, but for me, it's the Timberwolves, Suns. One of those teams are kind of the biggest threat to me.
I gotta agree with you there. I think Minnesota is the only team that I think is really worrisome.
You don't think Phoenix at all?
I don't think Phoenix at all, but I know we didn't play very well against Phoenix this year in the regular season, but I know
twice at home we lost to the Suns.
I think those games were without Jamal, though.
And one of them,
I think one of them was.
One of them was kind of embarrassing. We were full strength. I think we lost by 20.
Well, and Nurkic was out that game, too.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what is going on?
So I think, we haven't played against Phoenix that well this season, but I think come playoffs, we're a different animal. And I think Phoenix, their bench depth is going to come back to bite them.
I mean, in the playoffs, you're probably playing 8 players, mostly, and so.
But the Suns after 4 is actually after 3 is pretty bad. I mean, Nurkic is clear.
I was going to say, you're doing Beal, Durant, and Booker.
Yeah.
I hate Booker.
You just can't.
We've talked about that before.
I think for Phoenix.
Let's talk about how much I hate Booker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I got that's for my own podcast.
Yeah, that's going to be next week's episode. Only talking about Booker, maybe throw Embiid in there a little bit as well.
I got a list.
But the Suns, so when we played them in the playoffs, they didn't have Bradley Beal, and so I think that adds to it.
I think they got worse.
You think it's worse with Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost depth for sure.
Yeah, I guess the KD was the big losing of depth, but I didn't expect Grayson Allen to be as nice as he was as someone who drafted him in our fantasy league and as someone who started him while he was terrible for 4/5 of the season.
Yep.
And then Booker goes down and he's lightning in a bottle getting signed to a contract.
He got $70 million or something like that.
I don't know what to believe. I've been watching him for a while.
I remember him at Duke.
Not normally this good.
I remember watching him at Duke and he was a solid player, but it wasn't like he was ever oh man, this guy's going to be a beast. He was kind of I'm trying to think of another college player. That's
Leitner, he was. You knew he was going to be good for college,
but it wasn't going to be really translate. So I was surprised he got that $70 million contract.
Yeah, but I love it. Matt Ishbia, since he joined the Suns, they think he's shoving them in the right direction. They are bankrupting that organization.
Oh yeah,
they are just selling their future completely. We've seen the Lakers do it. They're the kings of it. But the Suns just have no backup plan.
Well, when Durant retires or moves like he always does, or whatever,
but he's going to leave as a 37-year-old.
Yeah,
and they're not going to get what they should.
Yeah, when he's gone, I mean, Devin Booker's a good player, but it's there's no way that they're anything close to what they're
the no trade clause, $50 million a year for Beal. I mean,
it's
it seems like he's just like he wants to be the new owner making a splash, and you don't get three guys who do the same thing.
Who was Beal with in Washington? Who was the other guard?
John Wall.
John Wall. That's kind of like what it reminds me of, because John Wall got paid. Was it in Houston?
Yeah,
I think he had that huge contract.
I'm sure it was Houston.
And now I think he plays in the Philippines or something like that. Like, it's, that's kind of what Beal reminds me of. I think he's an all right player, but like, say on the Nuggets, say we have our exact same roster, I don't think he's even a starter on the Nuggets, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's a
it'd be a good.
Who would you say you would start for?
KCP.
Though? With the defense, though? Because you're losing defense.
Yeah, he's not a bad defender. Beal is definitely worse than KCP at defense, but
it's more like
he's better
because KCP can get like those like more bigger guys you can guard as much. Like, all right, you're probably playing Jamal more on like those smaller guys, and so I think Bradley Beal would struggle, and we don't really need offense.
I think
on that, because it's like you got Jokic, you got Jamal, MPJ when he's hitting.
I mean, bottom line, no one's allowed to leave the Nuggets. Lineup. We don't want to trade anyone for anyone. But no, I'd still take Beal.
I think if Beal was on Denver, I think we'd use him as like a flex sixth man. Like, he may not start, but he's coming in almost first timeout or first stoppage. And
that'd be nice, having a scorer off the bench.
Yeah, I think that's what Denver needs. But
Reggie is someone who can create, and he's not very good at basketball anymore.
When he was with the Clippers, when they made it to the Western Conference Finals a few years ago, he had like two amazing games, I remember, in that series. And it's like, where is that guy, man?
He's coming. They call him Mr. June.
So I hope so.
He's coming. Jamal Murray, he's coming.
So
play off Jamal, play off Jokic. They're different, man.
Oh, they definitely are, for sure. We already talked about the Nuggets, but I forgot. We got to talk about MPJ.
Oh, yeah.
This last week, one of his brothers got suspended from the NBA for life.
Yep.
The other one today just got sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Yeah.
And MPJ talked in the court today.
That sounded like a 4-second clip.
That's right.
But I didn't know what else he said.
And I don't know how long or how much he talked, but I know it said at least he talked for a few minutes. So he's in prison for 6, like his brother's in prison for 6 years. MPJ, I feel like his mental state is already a little iffy sometimes.
Yeah.
How is this going to affect him? Like, is he going to be ready to play, you think, tomorrow?
Hell yes.
You think?
Basketball is the best therapy, and no one understands that more than MPJ.
So you don't think nothing will change with him?
Nothing happened this week. They did the sentencing on both of them, but the bigger things were when his brother killed someone drunk driving.
Which was in January.
That was huge.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
And then the gambling, it's not quite as much of a travesty. That's more of a... Bro, you did that to yourself. Like,
exactly.
I'm not going to feel bad for that. I don't think he's going to spend 6 years in jail for it.
I think he can, after 3 years, I think he has parole or something like that.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. But I really think the tougher news was in the past.
Yeah.
This was to be expected.
Yeah. And I mean, the max was 8 years, so we didn't get the max even. The thing with Jonte, how do you say Jonte in Florida? He only made $22,000 in betting. In playing, he's made like $2.4 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like, did you really need that money?
Sounds like you have never had a gambling addiction.
I stay
to get out of a bad bet he made. I'll give you a free one.
I stay off the apps, like the gambling apps, because I don't want to just keep going. And I've talked to, like, I know you're a big gambler. I know Kyle, you've it kind of is hit or miss, but I don't want to be like that.
It's about the action. I mean, that was crazy what he did.
It's a lot.
Are you surprised he went for the life? Are you surprised?
No.
I was a little surprised just because of how much it was, but I think it's because it was like the first person.
Yeah, you got to make somebody the example.
He bet against himself. That was the problem. Yeah. It wasn't betting on anything.
If it was like what Calvin Ridley did, where he's not even betting on his team or anything like that, then it would have been like a year or something, but
that's the amount of rebounds, the amount of assists in this game. That was the concrete proof they had. It probably wasn't the first time he's done this, but he knew he wasn't going to be playing the full game.
Yeah.
And so it goes in, the guy makes his $80,000 bet on it. that's obviously going to draw a red flag. Why would anyone
Especially
put
on him.
80,000 on someone to not do something?
And now, like,
Vegas is
especially
smarter than
him as like a market, it's very odd when books even release players like that in their market. So,
True. That's a good point.
So-
I can't get props.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he only had like
Because-
15 bets
yeah.
or something, because
True, like-
it was only certain ones that he actually was
books,
able to.
yeah, books choose which players they want to allow you to bet on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm even
Probably wasn't
surprised,
allowed to bet on
like,
them after that game.
Probably.
They probably were like, wait a second, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly,
especially when it hit,
yeah.
you know.
It could have been like a new person working for the book that, hey, he doesn't know that I shouldn't have offered this. Or shouldn't have put this in the code. Or
Maybe they were all
but
cahoots together. I don't know.
who knows?
No.
Like, I doubt it, but
It's just like crazy. I know I've seen a lot of stuff that people say that they should investigate MPJ just because
I think
of
guys
it,
just
so,
Laker
but
fans trying to make
that's what it is. It's pretty much like
yeah, they just
I don't
think
think-
they want him sitting first week.
I don't think MPJ would be dumb enough to do anything like that. So
Have you listened to his podcast?
a little bit.
I've listened to a few.
Smarter than I thought he'd be.
Yeah.
I agree.
More introspective than
Yeah.
I am. Like he's
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to be as full of himself as I thought. I heard a nasty rumor, not a nasty one, but I thought it was nasty. Some girl worked for the Nuggets. It's like who's the nicest, who's the meanest. She said Mike was the meanest person.
MPJ?
Yeah, so like
That
civilian.
doesn't surprise me.
See, that surprised me. He
I think-
seems happy.
I wonder
nice.
how much of that is like an ego thing.
Well, that's why I feel
Yeah,
like he's just
I've never
has
met him,
like
but
it seems
you
like he has
just
a
kinda
huge
see-
ego.
Yeah.
It's weird though because like if you're watching before the games or after, he always like goes and like dabs up kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jamal and MPJ usually just walks straight back.
Yeah, it's because
Like,
he's
he
got
doesn't
women
do
to get to.
anything. It could be honestly.
Yeah, so does Jamal. Did you guys see that one picture?
You showed me last game. I don't think you saw it because you weren't at the game. But
For those
it
interested,
was-
go to Ryan Green's profile. He's the photographer for the Nuggets. It's a picture of Jamal in the do-rag, and then you can find what's interesting about the rest
just
of that
look
picture.
at the picture and you'll know what we're talking
Give it
about.
5
You'll have
seconds.
to look it up after.
I'll have to look it up.
I got it.
I was gonna say you can look it up now, but yeah. Well, Jamal's been in some stuff too. What was that? The second year of his career, he had that video.
That was during the
released.
bubble.
Was it that long?
It was the
that
bubble
long
because then
after?
that started Bubble Jamal,
Oh yeah,
100%. And then everyone's like, "Dude, maybe that's the secret.
Yeah, maybe that's what you need.
Check out the lower
So
half of
there's
that
the-
body."
Is this? yeah, you showed me that at the game.
Does the camera need that?
Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that. Oh,
Jamal's got a hammer, folks.
it's something, you know. It's funny.
something. He's
So I had a buddy that was a ball boy, and he used to tell me a couple times because, like, he's in the locker room. He's like, "Dude, like this player, it's like I don't even know how he runs. Like some of these guys, you know." It's like I was like, "Why are you looking?" He's like,
people got
"Dude,
it all.
it's
man.
kind of
Some
hard to
people-
like miss on some of these."
Yeah.
He's like, "I have to get in their sandals. Well, I have to go down there." And it's like, "Oh man," you know. But yeah,
It's.
it's I don't even know.
I wish I was that big, huh?
I just wish I was
Tall.
in the NBA.
Tall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we all would have
I
made it,
just
right,
wanna
boys?
think.
A few more inches. We've
Yeah.
all been there.
I'd have been dunking. You know.
But back to the playoffs.
Yeah, we need to talk about the East too.
I got a quick little thing. The last 6 years, the Nuggets and Avs have been making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So every night we are getting
Oh, it's
amazing
Yeah.
sports, right? I haven't been paying attention as much to NBA playoffs in the past. They haven't been as compelling. I'm not kidding. This is the best first round matchups I've ever seen
Oh.
in my lifetime.
Was that last week?
There's
that
like
we talked
6
about
series.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch. Like Bucks Pacers shouldn't be exciting. It's going to be a blood battle.
oh yeah.
Like we'll
that?
see.
The problem
how
with
much
that one, because Giannis is going to be out that whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole round, I thought he was coming back halfway
2
through.
to 4 weeks. They said that he's out.
Okay, maybe
So-
that's not going to be as interesting.
But
maybe
I still
Pacers
think it's
will
gonna
win.
But who knows? Because he could come back. Like they say, 2 to 4 weeks, but in the playoffs, it's like, all right, I'm back in a
They
week.
tried last year. It didn't go well.
Yeah, but I
Knicks,
agree.
Sixers,
Mm-hmm.
Knicks, Sixers, go Knicks. They are
Oh.
my favorite team in the East.
Yeah,
I love watching the Knicks play. I don't believe in them, but I believe in Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
That's a
being
bad man.
Randall being out is
That
hard
might help
for
them. Might help. I think it's like Cat with the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's like they both score, but they're better without him.
Even like the number one, so like the Thunder versus either the Pelicans or the Kings.
Yeah, what's that score?
I don't know. I think you said the Pelicans were up at start, but then Zion's going to
They're
probably
only
be
up
out.
by 2.
Like he has a hamstring injury,
Yeah, I
so
want to see the Pelicans.
not sure how long. But even that one, it's like that's going to be a great one. Clippers Mavs.
Yeah,
That's
everyone's saying the Mavs are special now because they got hot the last 12 games.
Yeah.
Are you buying it?
I mean, I think they'll beat the Clippers because I don't think the Clippers. I think they just have too much stuff going on, and
I know Kawhi's a little banged up too.
yeah, he's got his right knee inflammation, so he's actually questionable for Game 1.
Yeah,
But I think honestly, other than the Nuggets, Lakers, I think we're gonna, like I said, the Nuggets. I think the Lakers are gonna win 1. I think we're gonna win in 5. I think see the rest of these 3 minimum going to 6.
Yeah,
I think all 3 of them. I don't think anybody's gonna go sweep or anything like that.
Yeah,
same thing in the East. Honestly, the one that maybe I could say the Celtics.
Heat.
It's tough because Butler's out.
Yeah,
and so
but it's still Celtics.
Heat. Exactly. Yeah, they're always fun.
Yeah, those are always good series.
The Cavs Magic. I would say the Cavs should dominate the Magic, but they're 2-2 this year.
And so, lately, though.
Exactly. And so
that's the one that no one in America should be watching. Can we agree?
For sure. Out of all 8?
Yeah, watch the Avs, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all right. So the reason, you brought up the Avs, do you guys think there's a chance Nuggets and Avs win championship Stanley Cup?
Not anymore.
No.
So do you think the Avs are going to lose it, or do you think the Nuggets are going to lose it?
I think the Avs have more of a chance to win.
Especially against Winnipeg. We
Yeah.
did not play good against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They just beat us not too long ago, 7-0.
Yeah.
It's just there's something about Winnipeg that we just man, we just can't score. We don't play great. I mean, their goalie's good and everything, but I could see the Avs getting out in the first round, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do think Jokic and McKinnon are going to win the MVPs.
Yeah.
So. That'll be the first time since 1989, Magic Johnson and Wayne Gretzky.
That's pretty good company
to
be in.
Yeah.
And so I think it'd be cool. It's never happened where the NBA and the NHL have won in the same year. 9-10, but it was 1 year different.
Okay.
And so it's happened a couple times where it's NBA, NFL, or NHL, NFL, or MLB, NBA, and stuff like that, but never NBA, NHL. This is I think, one of the best times that it possibly could happen. Yeah. Because if the Avs get hot,
you would have called us a month ago, homie.
We were talking about it 2 weeks ago on the pod, I think.
I don't know, maybe 3 weeks.
We were talking about it a little while. I was I think there's a possibility. If it is the one to lose it, I think it's going to be the Avs, just because their goaltending, it's hit or miss.
NHL is just whatever team gets really hot. Yeah, whatever goaltender gets really hot.
And that's where it could happen. If we can steal 1 in Winnipeg and then come back and win 2 here, I think that's going to be one of our most difficult is round 1.
I just feel like that in the recent years, Avs have been so dominant. Of course, you're not going to win every game, but there's just been 10 to 12 games I've watched this year where we don't look like we belong on the ice. No, we're literally just getting destroyed, outplayed.
A week and a half ago against Winnipeg, we lost 7-0.
I went to 3 games this year. Lost all 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Well, we went to that one Florida Panther game.
Yeah, we all saw that.
Gabby was a Panther. Gosh. That was even worse being with the Panther fan.
I don't know why I was feeling it. I was being pretty mean, I guess, that day. But she had this calendar she put on the refrigerator that a couple weeks into it, and she was just putting dumb stuff like, we're going to go to dinner on Wednesday. It's who's this for? It's just you and me. Let's just talk. I hated it, right? And so there was Panthers were going to the Cup, and Heat were going to the finals. Both of her teams. We had the Nuggets in there, and I just it was getting close, and I just put on the date. Heat lose the finals this day. Panthers lose the finals this day.
Did it happen on those days?
It happened on those days. She hasn't forgiven me, but she's trying to raise my kid to be a Florida fan.
Well, that's
right. Yeah.
It can be his second team.
No, there's no such thing. You don't get a second team.
You just said you like the Knicks.
That's the team I love watching.
All right.
No, I'm not. But there's something about New York basketball culture.
I would love to go to Madison Square Garden.
I went to a preseason one.
Did
a year and a half ago.
I didn't know you went to a game.
Yeah, I went to that.
It wasn't Nuggets, was it?
No.
Okay.
It was just whoever's in.
I've been to Barclays, but I didn't get to go to Madison Square Garden. Man, I was up in the corner up top, and I just felt like I was just completely almost out of the stadium. It felt so weird. And on the edge too, it was just weird how you had to come up to your seats and stuff. It was just
interesting.
But I don't even remember who the Nets were playing, but I got a bobblehead, so that was kind of cool. It was a bobblehead giveaway night.
And you didn't go to Madison Square Garden?
They didn't have any games when I was there, so I went and did a tour, which was awesome because
that's probably better than what I did.
It was sick because I got to see the like the locker rooms and everything like that, and they were telling us about different stuff at the stadium, but they didn't have any games, hockey or basketball, when I was there, and so
sometimes I think seeing the tours is cooler.
Yeah, that's
you get to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Or I wanted a real game. I got preseason.
Yeah.
So it was like a tenth of the place was full. I don't know.
Before we take a break, we got to say, who do we think is going to come out of the East, though? Out of all 8, I think there's a pretty obvious one.
Can we say just who we think has a chance of beating the Celtics?
That's right. That's right. It's like the Celtics. Yeah. If they don't make it to the finals, they have to blow up their team.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't think so.
No, they won't.
Like, they got to do something. There's no.
What's going to happen is they are going to make it to the finals, and they're going to realize Porzingis is child's play for Jokic.
Against Jokic.
Absolute food. There's no one Jokic is going to play over here that is as bad at covering him as Kristaps Porzingis.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to work. And then you got Al Horford to bring it in. They got Daniel Tice.
Maybe Al Horford 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been playing since I was like 5 years old. Man.
He's on those Florida teams.
Yeah, exactly. But it feels like it's so much longer than that. He feels like he's like 80 years old. But I think the 76ers, if Embiid
I got him going down
comes back, I hope so. I really hope so. He definitely is a little hobbled. I think the problem with the Knicks are they can't let him get to the free throw line.
Yeah.
He's averaging 11 and a half free throws like a game. And so, yeah.
He shot a few more playing 30 less games.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So he gets to the line. I don't think it's possible to stop him from getting to the line. But there are people when they're kind of hobbled who tough it out and borderline play better. And then there's Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I was going to say Embiid's not one of those guys.
If he's off a little, he's going to let you know.
Yeah.
He's going to walk around. He's going to show the body language. And how does the rest of the team respond? Obviously, no, they won't.
Yeah.
It's like their leader. It's like you've seen when Jokic has days where he's not feeling it, just doesn't feel like playing, throwing sloppy turnovers. Everyone plays back.
Yeah.
So I think the Sixers.
I would love. I hope in that first round. I hope so. I hope the Knicks can. I think the Bucks could possibly give the Celtics a little like difficulties, but that's only if Giannis is back playing fully healthy.
I don't think Bucks make it out of the first round.
That's where I think if he doesn't play the entire first round, which I think right now is he's not supposed to play any of it.
What is that offense without him? Let's say
Damian Lillard
and defense. Their defense.
That's Portland's offense.
From now they're losing Giannis.
Yeah, that's Portland's offense last year.
Yeah,
that's literally what it is.
And
so,
they got a lucky draw though with the Pacers, man.
I don't know. I think this Pacers team, if they get hot, then I think
hit or miss with them. You know, Halliburton. Sometimes he plays like just a complete stud, and then other times it's like you have 5 points. Like, what are you doing?
But when you think about what they could have got, they were battling 2-3 for a while with the Knicks, and then Cavs were in the mix. Bucks to the last day could have played the Sixers, the Heat before Jimmy Butler was hurt, or the Pacers, and they got the Pacers. The 1 seed got screwed. The 2 seed got screwed. Now the Celtics aren't really screwed because Jimmy Butler's hurt, but they got a lucky draw for doing terrible.
Did you guys see that really quick? I know we're going a long time here on the playoffs, but it's all good. After last night's game, I don't know if you heard this, Chris. Me and Kyle were talking about it earlier, but Butler and Hero had to be separated after the game. Yep. Butler kept going around yelling 9 for 27, which that's what Hero was last night. His field goal or 2 games ago.
Where did you hear that? I'm criminally online.
It was on Twitter.
I'm surprised you didn't see it.
And, well,
I should have probably sent a nasty tweet about that.
Hero threw a punch, I guess.
What?
Hero threw a punch.
You guys are reading fake
news.
None of this.
I saw it in like 9 or 10 different places.
Yeah, I saw it in a lot of places.
But Hero supposedly threw a punch, and supposedly Jimmy Butler started yelling 9 for 28 now. Because he missed it. Because he threw a punch and he missed it. I love Jimmy Butler, man. I think he's so.
How did I not know about that?
Like I said, I've seen it in like 10 or 11 different places.
Yeah. They had to play today.
Yeah. So
when did this happen? 2 nights ago.
This was right after the game, and so that was.
I think it was on the team bus.
Yeah. Yep. I think it was on Wednesday night.
No, you guys are going to have to prove that story's real. Right now, only 2 of the 3 people on this podcast believe that.
It's all right. He's a guest.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wild if true.
So,
right?
Like I said, I don't know. Hey, it could be fake or whatever, but I saw it in quite a bit of different places. And you saw it even before I said something to you, too.
I'm pretty sure it might even been on ESPN. I don't know.
I haven't watched it on ESPN or anything like that. But I think it's hilarious. I hope it's true because I think that's so
such
funny.
A great comeback.
I love Jimmy Butler. I think it's hilarious.
I like Euro, too. He was going to be my favorite. I loved watching him in college. And then he was just always hurt.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's hurt quite a bit.
You guys got favorites?
Like on different teams?
Favorite player in the league, not on the Nuggets?
I
like Jimmy Butler. I think he's one of my favorites
Jimmy's
for sure.
Up there, dude. I like LaMelo Ball for no good reason.
Interesting. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head. Let's look at some of these guys.
I have some old guys that don't play anymore that I still like.
Rajon Rondo was.
I liked him. I like Kevin Garnett. I like KG. I like LeBron. I like watching LeBron play. I hate that he plays on the Lakers. If he was on any other team, I'd probably like him more. I just like him. Zion, I kind of like.
Yeah, Zion's a fun one.
Yeah, I've liked him in college, and he just seems like he's having fun too.
I'll throw one out there. Chris Boucher for Toronto. I've always liked him.
No, is it because of his name?
I don't think so. I just
reminds you of
he's pretty good on 2K one.
Yeah. Precious Achua
and
the Knicks. Like it. That might be because of the name. But I always liked him.
There's obviously
Ame Jaquez.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I wanted the Nuggets to draft him.
We were so close. They're like one pick away.
I don't know if we would have even, but I wanted to pick him. So
yeah.
There's a lot of Nuggets players. So, but I feel like those don't really count as much, you know.
Do you think of any of the ex-Nuggets players at all in the same light as this current team? Because I don't
currently play, or
you get so stuck in the moment. I used to love Eduardo Nájera when we were growing up. Then Birdman, then Corey Brewer, Andre Miller. It was like these dudes, Chauncey Billups. I was in love with. Now looking at all of them, it's no. This team.
Are we saying it's tough because we won the championship, so obviously that.
I think before that, we've never watched this fun of basketball before the championship, even though it was always pretty fast.
It's tough for me to say because, say 15 years ago, I was going to every single game and I knew every single thing about every player, you know? And so I was also younger. And so I feel like when you're younger, you almost get more into it kind of thing. I'm still into it. It's so fun to watch. I love watching these guys, but as a 10 to 15-year-old kid, I look up to them so much more. Yeah. It's now I love watching them, but it's not like I look up to these guys anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's a different thing.
I'm a bigger fan now than ever, though.
And it's nice because
you're right about the hero aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at them as heroes, but I cannot wait. It's the second I wake up to the first thought in my head is, did the Nuggets win or lose? That's right, they won yesterday. It's going to be a good day.
Well, in the last month, I've been just looking forward to the playoffs so much. Whereas 10 years ago, we were going to make the playoffs, but it was okay.
They said it was a battle this year.
It was fun. Yeah.
Last year was really boring leading up to the playoffs.
Yeah, but it was just dude, let's just get to the playoffs. You know, let's start this. Let's start trying to get to this championship. And after you have that one championship, we're not even players, but it's man, I want another one. You know, it's I just want another
more
one.
I don't want this to go away.
Exactly.
It's championships are championships, but it's just that clock that's going in your head. And it's when Jokic and Jamal go off together into the sunset, which they will. Jamal will have to hang it up because of injuries at 35 years old, and Jokic will be all right, we'll go together.
Yeah.
When they go away, I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's going to be
so tough. We got some years, but
we got so lucky.
Can enjoy every game.
We got so lucky with Jokic, and we've talked about that previously
times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so lucky, and it's so nice having we have that and McKinnon, who is very humble, MVP as well, and so it's just so nice to have both those guys. And it's so fun right now, and truly, that we have a chance at the championship every year with those
every year
guys.
As long as you're healthy.
Mm-hmm. And
that's
people
why
want to come in AG changed his game to be able to cut. He knows Jokic is going to give him the ball.
Oh yeah,
it's just so fun to see those guys really coming together. Whereas like when Melo was here, yeah, we were good, but it wasn't anything like this.
No.
At all. You know,
You didn't have this kind of confidence in your team.
Exactly.
I think it's the clutch factor.
Yeah.
It's like you can dominate, like Suns and Thunder, their wins are usually domination. It's like they get up early, you're not going to catch them. It's like the Nuggets always play with their food, and I don't think it's to any fault of their own. I just think Jamal and Jokic are the most insanely competitive people in the league, and it's not fun for them. You ever played basketball with someone way worse than you? Like way worse?
Well,
it's not
you.
fun. Oh, yeah, I broke his nose. Broke his nose.
No, I won that game.
It was 1-0, and then
a win's a win, you know.
So who won?
What was that, Christmas Day? Was that Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day?
It was a great day for me.
Megan thought we got in a fight.
Yeah, we came back in.
Yeah.
But they're so clutch.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, they're not going to get amped up. They're not going to get that interested in these games that don't matter. But when it matters.
You could tell that with the Spurs game.
Yeah.
It was just like at first, maybe quarter. It was like, all right. But then it was just, they're not into it.
Well, they're always going through the motions at the beginning, testing the water. Does Jokic have to expend this amount of energy? They like factoring that in.
Yeah, exactly.
And it could be a bit annoying, but I think makes our team the most fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they're coming through.
That goes into our next thing, too. And I know we usually take a break. Let's just scrap the break. You cool with that?
Yeah.
You guys good with that? Cool. We're just going to scrap the break. And that goes like you were talking about, like the players and everything. Who's your favorite player right now? You can say any sport. My guess is it's going to be a Nugget player, but
yeah,
I can guess who yours is going to be.
Yeah, it'd take a while.
With your dog's name.
Jamal Murray. Yeah, Jamal Murray is different. All right. I named my dog Jamal 5 years ago before the bubble, before the video was posted. I was there first saying that dude is clutch. And we didn't even know Jokic was that clutch that night. But
yeah, that time it wasn't. Jokic was just kind of starting off.
I was
becoming a name.
I used to talk crap to my Laker fans during the bubble series. I was telling them we're going to kill him. And I was hyping up Jamal. I wasn't hyping up Jokic. I was saying Jamal's going to be the best player on the court. There was a time he was the best player on the team. Not a long period of time, but he was the best player on the team. Mm-hmm. And as a fan, the only thing I can ask for, there's a reason Andre Miller, like I said, Corey Brewer, Eddie Nara, Jamal Murray, what do they all have in common? They care as much as the fans. Mm-hmm. They care. And it's like, I can't even say the same about Jokic, quite frankly. I see him phoning in some, but it's like, he phones it in some nights where it's like, Jamal, make or miss, he's trying to win. He takes it personal, and it's kind of nice having someone on your side doing I
think Jokic strictly looks at it as a job. It's literally, hey, this is my job.
Yeah. But I think he looks at it like a military man. He's like, it's his job, but these are my brothers. And so I'll do whatever for these guys, kind of thing.
That's actually very good analogy. So is he your favorite of all time then, or if you could say somebody from the past?
Well, I have like these delusions of people that I've seen clips of,
like when you weren't alive.
I wasn't alive watching Pistol Pete Maravich, but I couldn't stop watching clips of him growing up. Yeah. The Rajon Rondos, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, anyone who threw nasty passes, I was in love with.
I'm with you. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, love just watching those clips.
Oh,
because it's not like they just made a bad or an amazing pass. It was like, no, I want you to look stupid because of this pass. Mm-hmm. And so it was just so fun to watch. So is it all basketball then for you? Or I know you're a big golfer.
Football. Well, yeah.
Like, is there somebody there?
Everyone's dead to me but Tiger. That's always how it's been in golf. That's the only reason I played golf was because Tiger made it look cool. But no, I'm not that into golf anymore. I mean, I'll watch Tiger once in a while. But no, Broncos, Aqib Talib.
Really?
I love the cocky dude.
I was going to say, because he's like grabbing people's chains.
Oh, my God. He was just... there was a game, someone, I forget who, took out Chris Harris Jr., just went for his kneecaps. And he just attacked him.
I think it was Crabtree. I think that's when he.
Because it was an off. Oh, I guess Crabtree was offensive, but that was a different game. He's had multiple incidents.
Oh, yeah.
2 different incidents with Crabtree and one other. I don't know. Guys like Jamal, guys like Talib, they're on someone else's team. I probably wouldn't hate them, But
Did you like Jamal in college too, or is it once he got?
No, I didn't even notice him in college. That was during my period where I wasn't watching college games.
Okay, so it was
So I
once
didn't know
he got
what
to
we were
the
getting.
Nuggets, then.
Yeah, I didn't know what we were getting. And then
I like Jamal. I would say right now my favorite. I love AG. I just love the way he plays, and I
our
don't know,
wives
he's just so
love
fun.
AG.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
it's. I'm pretty sure
I don't know
they'd
what they
leave us.
don't see in us,
Yeah.
quite frankly.
They'd definitely leave us if AG asked.
Really quick sidebar. How do women find AG more attractive than Michael Porter Jr.? Michael Porter Jr. is as handsome as a man can be. Am I wrong?
I mean, he's got that like chin and everything,
Yeah.
very smooth
Perfect
cut.
bone structure,
And then
light
you got
skin.
AG that
Maybe
is
it's
just.
just like his personality. I don't know.
I don't get
I
it.
think a lot of it is the personality from.
I think AG's got maybe a better personality than
sure.
PJ.
For sure.
That's true, but I don't know. I think it's something deeper than that. I think it's a caveman instinct. He looks like a caveman. I can't wrap my head around it because Gabby doesn't talk about any famous people the way she talks about AG.
That's how Megan is too.
That's-
On the radio this morning, it was funny. I was trying to win Nuggets tickets for the game tomorrow
We
night.
both were.
And- Yeah, and I was calling in all the time, but the very first one, and this was before you were awake, but I told you about it, it was the first 6 people got to do like a PA announcer for like to announce one player, and whoever did the best like won. Well, this one girl's like, "Oh, AG's my guy," and it's like, I already like my husband knows I'd leave him. Like I think he is the most gorgeous man, and like on it, she's like, "Welcome, number 50, the hottest Nugget player, AG." She won. She won the tickets. I was just like,
Oh, you should have been
kidding
thirstier, Tim. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
you
was.
should have been thirsty. You could have. I could have
Well-
done the same thing for MPJ, right?
I think if I would, I don't even think she was that good. I think if I could have gotten it, I would have.
It would have been probably good.
I would have definitely gave
You
the
were one of those
podcast
biggest over
a
there.
shout
Oh, yeah.
out or
For
a
sure.
shout out. Like, yeah, go follow Dingers with the boys with a Z. But
What we
Yeah.
needed.
man, I just don't want to buy tickets again. They're so expensive
Sorry.
all the time.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy tickets for the Lakers.
tomorrow
Nuggets. I don't know. Sometime in this series.
I saw tickets for
I
tomorrow,
was
like $220.
Yeah.
At halftime, I looked because the Lakers were looking like they were killing them,
Yeah.
and I was like, "All right, got to get them now before."
How much were they?
Like they're about minimum was like 110, and I was like,
They were cheaper than what they are
Yeah,
now.
you could
Yeah.
have doubled
This
your
morning,
money.
yeah, like you said, I think this like 190. I think this morning I saw.
Yeah,
was
I
the
looked
cheapest.
right before we came down. They were like $220.
That's,
they're
I-
usually worth it.
yeah, I mean, I
The
love
Nuggets
it.
usually put on.
I'll have
Yeah.
tickets for Game 7 if it comes to that, so that'll be
Yeah, that'll
nice.
be cool.
But I don't think it will. So
Let's go fire through. You want to go through?
for who do you think's
Who we
going to
think
win?
is going to win each?
Yeah. You
Sure.
see if we can get a consensus.
All right.
Thunder, we're gonna say Kings. Kings probably gonna win this.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think Pelicans are winning right now.
Oh, jeez. All right. What do we say?
Is Zion out?
Yeah,
Like for
Yeah.
for the series, full
Yeah.
series, he's going to be
Mhm.
out. They said.
most likely.
Mm-hmm.
I think Thunder. Then
Sadly, I agree with Thunder. I don't believe in
I
Thunder,
think-
but
I think Thunder would have beat either Sacramento or Pelicans.
I think
it's
if
gonna be
Zion
close
was playing-
if Sacramento, but
I think if Zion was playing, I would probably have taken the Pelicans, but I
Yeah.
think Thunder,
Clippers, Mavs.
Mavs.
I got the Mavs.
Timberwolves, Suns. Wolves are the best team in the West besides us, but they don't match up.
I think
against
I'll
the
go
Suns.
Suns too. Kevin Durant. I think he's going to have a monster series.
Are we going?
That's
I'll go Minnesota.
There we go.
so yeah. I think
Let's have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have some differences over here. Nuggets, Lakers, Nuggets.
Nuggets. Move on. Celtics.
Heat.
Celtics.
Cavs, Magic. I think the Magic can pull it off, man.
I think Donovan Mitchell's
I
gonna
think
find a way.
I think
even though he's
Cleveland's
not happy.
gonna I think Cleveland's gonna win. Magic is gonna recruit him for next season.
I mean,
Donovan Mitchell. That'd be cool.
He's gonna lead.
I think the Magic. Bucks, Pacers. I think the Pacers actually with
Yeah.
Giannis out.
I think the Pacers for sure.
You want to just-
Pacers have a nice benefit of not or playing against Doc Rivers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
True.
that's gonna help.
Yeah, I think if the Bucks can get up 3-1, then the Pacers are going to win.
Yeah.
You know. Next one, Knicks 76ers. This is with Embiid back. Knicks kind of got a bad draw. I think the 76ers are going to win. I hope the Knicks win it, but I think the 76ers.
I don't think it's a bad draw at all. I think the Knicks, even if Embiid plays every single game, I think Knicks got it.
See, Kyle and I are the smart ones here. We probably won't need you for the rest of this bracket. Knicks are winning.
Yep.
New York will finally rise up. The Mecca.
I hope so. I really do. I hope so. That's the one team that I want to lose more than any other team, honestly.
Sixers?
Yeah. Just, I do not like Embiid at all. Do not like him.
So we got back to the second round.
Thunder, Mavs.
We're agreeing it's Thunder, and we're thinking Mavs. What do we think?
I think it's Mavs.
I think Mavs.
Mavs.
Yeah.
We're not
And
even.
then
Yeah.
we're saying
We had two.
Suns, Nuggets, or Timberwolves. I think all of us are picking Nuggets anyways.
I think Nuggets
That's
versus Minnesota. Nuggets win in 7. All because we got the 2 and not the 3.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to get to 7?
Those are maybe the toughest
Really?
series.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to get to 7.
I think it's
think
going to
it
get to
could.
7.
I think 6 at most.
I think it's going to go Nuggets win the first 2, Minnesota wins the next 2.
Then 1-1-1.
we're gonna, yeah, I think they're going to switch. So I think Minnesota's going to beat us home.
We might even
Beat them
sweep
in
them.
Minnesota. I don't know.
Minnesota?
I think the Suns are going to win anyway. So I think
I don't know.
I think the Nuggets. Either way, Nuggets are going to win. We're saying so. We got Mavs, Nuggets on that
Yeah,
side.
we can just ignore the Nuggets because I think we know where the Nuggets are going to end up on this.
Yeah. So on the next one, Nuggets are going to beat Mavs too.
Nuggets beat
So
Mavs.
it's
Nuggets in the finals.
Yeah. And then I would
Can
say
anyone scare this up?
Celtics go,
I'm going to say
and then
I think Cleveland can beat the Celtics.
what?
I think-
You want to still say you guys are the smart ones?
Me and Tim are off the step. Over here.
No, I don't know.
Haven't agreed with any
throw it
Kyle's
out
that all
there.
night.
I think Celtics for sure. I don't think Cavs have.
Celtics are
Yes.
nice, dude.
I would say the Heat before the Cavs or the Magic, honestly,
And
Yeah.
one thing this year's proven is nobody in the East can beat the Celtics.
especially at home.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then in the bottom, I think the 76ers are honestly going to get there, and then I think the Celtics are going to beat them to go to the finals.
See, I just don't know who.
But
That's
I
the
don't
4
think-
teams that I don't know who
That's
can
where-
possibly
I think it's going to be Celtics.
rise
and
up.
Nuggets.
I'm Knicks guy. I'm the Knicks guy on
Yeah.
the podcast.
You think Knicks are going to beat the Celtics, or Celtics are going to beat Knicks?
No, Celtics will beat the Knicks, but good
What do you
for the
think?
Knicks.
Who do you think's gonna
to
come out of the
Eastern
East?
Conference
I
Finals.
think it's going to be. Well, I already said the Cleveland.
I was going to say you can't say the Celtics now.
I'll go the Knicks.
There we go. Knicks pod.
Yeah.
Man,
That's going to be a heck of a series, though.
this
It's
pod
gonna
is
be-
going to go downhill if the 76ers win.
place your bets. Place your bets. It's Nuggets Celtics in the final. It's going to be a great first round.
You
I
want
don't
to
think
say
it's going to be
Nuggets
that great
Celtics.
after that. I think it's going to kind of.
I think
Go back
that one
and
could
then
go to 7
normality.
games, and hopefully we can
Yeah.
get it done in 7 games.
I
there.
think they're
But-
just not used to playing teams as good as us.
oh,
And
for sure.
This Eastern bracket will not prepare them. We got the
Oh.
Sixers not really fully healthy.
Yep.
The Bucks not fully healthy. Those were the only teams at the beginning of the year you thought had a chance against the
Yeah.
Celtics. Now
Yeah.
the Heat aren't fully healthy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cakewalk for the Celtics, but that's not going to be good for them.
I could see them sweeping the first 2 rounds. Honestly,
Yeah,
I could see that.
12-2
I could do
through
that.
the first 3 rounds.
So-
I mean,
You
besides.
said the Cavs are going to beat it.
I think
Don't back out. You
I think they could. I'm gonna laugh when they do, and then I'm gonna come back to both of you and be like, "What did I say?"
We're going to be celebrate.
At
Then
the-
we know it's a bye in the finals.
Yeah.
The
The
Celtics
50-minute
I-
mark.
I actually hope that you're right, and I hope the Knicks win. I hope Knicks, Pacers, Magic, Heat win. That's it. Love it. Let's get all the bottom ones, but
This is going to be
other
fun,
than
though.
Sixers, but
Starting tomorrow.
it'll be fun. I'm so excited.
I've never been so excited for
Just
first
all the
round
games
matchups
as well.
that don't even include the Nuggets.
Yeah. So you were saying that you were going to buy tickets possibly to one of the games.
Yeah.
What's the best game, NBA, or if you've been to any hockey, basketball, football, whatever, best event you've been to?
All right. So this one kind of put me in a blender. Tim hit me with 2 questions that he was going to ask.
Yeah.
So I've had borderline a day to think about it, and I'm pretty disappointed in how
you're-
bad of games I've been to. Quite frankly, I'm going through. I've probably been 100 Nuggets games would be a guess, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, the most crazy one was when LeBron scored 14 points in a row to beat us. There's been a lot of wins. I don't know, man.
There's nothing that like sticks out.
I mean, I love Nashawn Bones Highland lighting up the Lakers every time we send those Laker fans packing, and me and Steve start John in the hallway.
I was gone that game too. I was sick that game.
This is going to be a
you were there.
Yeah.
You took my ticket. Or no,
I think so.
Chris, I think you took my ticket.
Yeah, you weren't even there. That was so much fun. That was probably the best Nuggets game I've ever been to. It was just highlight play after highlight, but
it was a fun one to watch at home.
Yeah, the best basketball game I've ever been to. I went to UCCS. Derek White, who plays for the Celtics, was
Metro?
lighting dudes up against Metro.
Yep.
Dropped 40-piece in the biggest game of the year. Oh, my God.
Interesting.
I've never seen anything like it.
I was not expecting something like that to be the biggest.
I wasn't either, but 24 hours of being in a blender. And I was like, I forgot about that and how amazing that was.
I used to have season tickets. Like my family business had the suite. And so I went to so many Nuggets, Avs games, all kinds of different stuff. But like me and you, especially recently, we've gotten to quite a bit of big games. Like even like the All-Star hockey game, that was awesome. Like we traveled for that.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's like,
but like
game is that?
It was honestly boring, but it was like, all right, that's a big event. You know? But then like we've gone to a lot of the away Nuggets games, which you guys got to come to. It's just so much fun, you know.
It's awesome.
Finally got to see a win.
I talk too much. I could get
maybe not, you know. But it was fun. Yeah,
like we'll go.
Maybe not Philly.
Yeah,
maybe Utah.
Well, apparently my buddy went to the Sacramento game this year, and he's a quiet dude, and he said he was just getting jawed at because the Kings were beating the crap out of the Nuggets, and I'm like, they don't have any rivalry with us. So imagine me in there. I mean, I can't keep my mouth shut at games. Like,
I'm surprised. Like when we went to Minnesota, there wasn't anything. Like we were in like a Nuggets section.
I think there was a couple when I was walking. People who were like, "Go Wolves" or something like that. But I'm just like,
but it wasn't. It was all like playful.
Out of the ones that I've been to,
the
ones I've been to, I think San Antonio had the most fans coming at me. But that was like in their glory days as well. When they were just killing it. Tim Duncan was still playing, and I think I probably got the most there. Maybe Phoenix, but it wasn't like they weren't like really like good. It was just probably because we were a little intoxicated as well, me and Mel. Yeah, I don't know. Your number one event that you'd want to go to, is it a finals game?
It's a finals game. I was so disappointed in myself for not spending the cash last year.
Well, and
it was kind of like it wasn't a big mystery when we got to the finals. It's like, dude, we're gonna win. No. I don't know if I could spend $1,200 a seat for both of us.
We ended up buying what was it, like $700-800?
I think it was like $660 per person.
And it was like 2 hours before game, all day. Just trying to think.
All day.
I'm so glad we did it now because really that between me and Megan, it was like say $1,400 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, that's a lot of money, but it's not like we're like, oh my gosh, man, like I need that $1,400, you know. And it's like, man, we had that experience, and so I'm glad I did because I think I'd been like very disappointed and just like, man.
I think if it was up in the air, like last year
for me, it was just the very first finals, and so it was like I've been to so many games and just so much disappointment, and it was like, we're gonna win it this year, and like, I'm gonna
now game 5. If you were there for when we won it, that's peak. But actually, not even just significance a game. If I could ever get courtside,
yep.
But it'd be like have to be a gift. Like I'm not going to spend all my savings for courtside.
The amount of times I've looked on like Ticketmaster or like TickPick or something, and I'm like, man, I could get one for like $700. Should I do it? And I'm like, nah, man. I'm the same with you. It'd have to be a gift, and then
it just gets to a point. You're like,
even with the gift, I'd probably be like, no, it's all right. Don't give me that. Give me this and something else or something.
Yeah.
You know? And so
just think like how many trips you can go on.
And that's what I always bring it back to. I'm like,
that money.
For one ticket, I could take a trip to see them in a different like state or something.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've been listening. We've been doing the simulation.
Okay.
So it's the top teams in the NBA history, but it's by record. So they didn't necessarily have to win the championship that year. Like the
regular season record.
Yeah, like the Golden State Warriors from, I can't remember, 15, 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
They have the best record. They were the number 1 seed, and they didn't win it that year. Yep. And so this week we had our championship, and we both know who won. we had the 2016-17 Golden State Warriors, which they were the number 4 seed in the West, versus the number 5 1985-1986 Boston Celtics.
Oh, yep. That was my team in 2K.
So the Celtics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That year, too?
Mm-hmm.
That was like Larry Bird, McHale. You probably know a lot more.
Robert Parrish,
Yep.
McHale,
Mhm.
Danny
Yep.
Ainge,
Yep.
Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
So-
a fun team. I'm forgetting a big one.
Out of those two, this is our championship. I've been saying Celtics for the last 4 rounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Since the beginning. I'm like, man, I think the Celtics, Larry Bird, just he's going to take it. Larry Legend, you know. Who do you think won that game or that round?
Yeah, it's just-
Championship. This is our
Who's
championship.
deciding it? Is you guys deciding it?
No,
Or is it
we have
actual
a
simulation?
simulation, so
Yeah.
we don't do anything. We
It's
literally
based
just do a
on based on
simulation.
like real player stats.
Mhm.
They didn't have much.
Yeah.
Who was the Warriors' big man then?
Draymond
KD
Green.
was on their team. Yeah, Draymond
Yeah, but
Green.
they didn't have anyone to hold
Yeah, they had
McHale
Curry,
and Parrish
Clay.
down.
Yeah.
But give me a break. Basketball got so much better in those 30 years. That Warriors team. I hope I never see anything like it again.
Yep.
You think that's
Got
right?
me.
So that's what I was thinking too. I think they were just going to kill him with threes because that 1985 Boston team, they don't shoot threes.
No.
Yeah, they had to play one team.
Yeah,
The Lakers. Everyone else,
Yep.
dog water.
but
Let's see.
The
you guys would be
Celtics
surprised.
the
and it was actually the
Celtics took
Celtics
it.
that won.
Yep. in 6 games, right?
So they won in 6 games. Steph Curry and Durant both averaged around 20 points per game. But man, Larry Bird, he took care of business.
Averaged
26 points per game, 12 rebounds. He had one game. He had 21 rebounds in the game. So
which is insane. Like that's probably not going to happen. And that's
The
where we've talked
simulation's
about.
wrong.
Well, that's what we've talked about. Like in these simulations, it's like it's kind of
I mean,
hard, but like we literally
it's a
don't
cool
do anything.
program, though.
And so
yeah,
we've been doing that every single week. And
Yep.
now next week we'll have that 85-86 Celtics play the Nuggets last year.
yeah, just
I was
to
going to
see-
say, yeah, did
just
the
to
Nuggets
see.
ever get on this?
No,
but
a lot of Lakers, a
I
lot of
guess they're
Celtics.
not exactly
Yeah.
an all-time team. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, it's like record wise,
not
but
even close. Yeah.
to get through this, it was to play the 22-23 Nuggets. And so next week we'll have the Nuggets versus the Celtics to see who ends
Who
up
beat the
winning.
'90s Bulls?
Which
You probably
90s?
have, like,
I think they have
4 of them.
Is it 3
yeah,
of them?
there's 3 Bulls teams.
They just straight
That
hate.
Celtics beat
That
the 95-96.
98, yeah. And then
I like that message.
Also
And then-
Miami Heat. Miami Heat beat Bulls.
The
2012
96-97.
Miami Heat.
And then the Celtics 85-86 beat
Yeah.
the 91-92
That's a lot of good
Bulls.
teams. Huh?
So that 1985 Boston Celtics went through 2 Bulls teams to get to the championship.
Yeah.
But
I can't believe I'm looking
Yeah.
at the 2006 Mavericks.
yeah,
Man,
How
they
many? Would they have 67
Yeah.
or something?
ended up beating the Warriors too, round
Yeah.
1. That was the
That was-
big that was a very
that's a big upset.
Our first game. It was so much fun.
But yeah, when we were doing this like simulation, it was awesome just to see like, oh yeah, I forgot that team had this player.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was cool, and some people have told us that
Yeah.
too. They just like really enjoyed
And
it.
there
They're like,
there
"You
is
got it."
some like
So-
there's definitely some stuff I don't agree with the simulation.
Mhm.
Like there's no way this team would have lost to that team or
yeah,
whatever. But I mean that's what you get when you are just looking at stats and
Mhm.
you can't.
it's fun though.
actually-
It was fun to do. I think we're gonna do like a hockey one possibly.
Yeah, maybe a football one or
Yeah, but like I
Who
said,
knows?
next week, see if the Nuggets can take down the Celtics. I think they can do it.
85-86?
Yeah. 22-23 Nuggets
know.
versus
I don't
85-86.
so like you said, just the game has evolved so much,
Mhm.
and so it's
Yeah, the stars of those days could play in the NBA. No one
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
No one else. It's like you can't.
Yeah.
yeah.
But we also, I know you've heard like before, so we pick 3 games each week. We keep
Right.
track of them. Last week, we picked 3. I went 3-0 actually
Yeah.
this last
Me and
week.
you just swapped
Yep.
weeks because last week you went 1 and 2, I swept, and then this week you swept and I went 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So
So last week we picked the number 2 WNBA pick, which was Cameron Brink. I picked that one. And then it was the Lakers-Pelicans game. I picked Lakers, Kyle picked Pelicans. And then tonight's game, we picked the Braves versus the Rangers, and the Braves
Yeah.
ended up winning.
Yeah.
And so this week we got 3.
All right.
We're doing all NBA, so you don't have to
Okay.
look anything up.
Excellent. I'm
we'll
a ball
do-
knower, as I mentioned.
We'll see, man.
We
What if
got-
you go 0-3?
Yeah, right. You're talking to the man that won $2,200 off a $100 bet to the Nuggets to win it all last year.
Did you?
Yeah, I bet a year in advance.
Did you? Nice.
And I also, here was the teaser, guys. I also named my Twitter 2023 Champs when I got Twitter in 2022. So
Nice.
give me a follow, guys. I'm trying to go viral. All right, but what are the games? What are the games?
You got to start another one, 24 champs.
No, because then it's like, oh, gee, I'm starting to get some traction.
You got like 7 followers.
No, 160.
Dang,
Only
man.
about 30 of them are bots. It's
Nice.
You know, you're stepping it up for sure.
been saying.
I hope you go viral after this.
Yeah.
You better give us a shout
Yeah,
out.
bring us with you.
Yeah, bring us with.
I'm
We'll
not so sure.
we'll
about
ride your coattails.
that. I don't know.
You can be
Yeah,
a guest
beating
more.
the Celtics
Yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't have to have him.
You could be the Skip Bayless, am I correct?
Dude, he's the BO in boys, too. Anyways.
Whatever.
All right, so the first game we were saying Clippers Mavs, right?
Yep.
So game 1, Clippers Mavs.
Who wins?
This is in LA. Kawhi is questionable. Inflammation in his right knee. Do you want to let Chris go first? Do you want to go? I'll go last. I already know who
Oh,
I'm
chucking just money line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to win?
Just completely, yep, who's going to win?
Clippers.
You think Clippers are going to win?
Yeah.
Even with Kawhi possibly out?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I'm going Dallas. I think Dallas is really tough matchup for Clippers, and yeah, I think they open up with a statement win.
Originally, I was going Clippers, but with Kawhi, I think he's going to be out.
I think he's
I think he's going to play, but
You think he is?
yeah.
All right, hey, I'll go Clippers then. I'll go Clippers because I didn't think Kawhi was going to play. But if you guys both like,
I think he's
you
playing.
think
I
he's
think
going to?
playoffs, like you got to,
Okay.
unless you can't walk or something.
All right, I think the Clippers' home atmosphere is like very good, just from what I've heard and stuff. So I think the Clippers will win game 1.
No.
I still think Mavs are going to win that series, but I think Clippers are going to win game 1.
Yeah.
Our next one, what did we say? Timberwolves Suns.
Yep.
We say that one. Timberwolves Suns. I'm going to go. I'll say first. I'm going to go with Timberwolves on that one. I think they're going to win game 1. I think Suns are going to again win the series, but I think Timberwolves are going to win game 1.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I was like a toss up with this one, but I think I'm going to join you. I think I'm going to go Timberwolves as well. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be very, very close. But I think they're going to win game 1. But I do agree. I think Phoenix is going to win the series.
All right, I'm gonna go Suns. I'm going Suns, the away team.
Yeah.
They clearly have the Timberwolves number for whatever reason. The Timberwolves can guard 1 through 5, it seems. They have the best defenders in the league, but they can't guard the Suns.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just the way it is. The Timberwolves were on cloud 9 when we lost Friday. They were in line to get that 1 seed, or at the very least, get ahead of the Nuggets.
Yeah.
They're holding their head. They're showing you the camera celebration. They devastated since.
Yeah.
Devastated. Can you imagine a worse draw for the Timberwolves than fall on the 3, getting the Suns, and then winter, you get to play the Nuggets?
Yeah.
They're in a bad way. They are not the confident team they were a week ago. They see the end of the tunnel. They don't see the light at the end. I think they go down first game, and it gets ugly after that. Suns in 5.
I could very see that.
Yeah.
Very well see that.
I think that's honestly going to be a coin flip game. I think both of these games are going to be coin flip. I think they're going to be very close. But like you said, if the Timberwolves lose game 1,
It's bad.
that's going to be tough.
Yeah, they're already acting in Minnesota on Twitter like it's over.
Yeah.
They're not talking anymore.
Yeah, like you said, they're just Moreno just completely.
Oh, yeah.
had
Yeah,
it
that was devastating.
crushed, And then like you said, like they lost, but then they also had to play the Suns too.
Yeah,
Now.
I
And
mean,
so it's-
there is no 2 teams that would be worse for the Timberwolves playing than the Suns and then the Nuggets, and they
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah, exactly.
And then the final game was the
can't
Knicks 76ers.
these are the best
Is it?
3 games.
Yep.
These are the ones I'm most excited about.
You want to go first? We
I'll
both
go
going
first. I think Knicks, they win. They were 3-1 versus Philly in the season. They had a plus 71 point differential in
How
those
many
4
games
games.
did Embiid miss?
Embiid only played one of the games, but they won 128-92. So
When
it
he,
didn't really
in
matter.
that game that he played?
Yeah, it was early in the season, but I think this Knicks team got a lot
Did they have
better.
Julius Randle at that time?
Yeah,
He was playing?
I think this team honestly got better
Mm-hmm.
after the trade deadline, and I don't think Julius Randle being out really hurts them that much. I think they are just as good, if not better, with them out. But I think,
Okay.
yeah,
So you think
I
Knicks?
they're going to win.
Chris, go ahead.
Knicks. New York's going to get up for this one. New York gets loud.
Yep.
Those players are confident. They've been hot. Now the Sixers have also been confident since Embiid came back, but no, sir, Knicks.
I'm going to say Knicks too, just because they're the home team. Like you said, like New York's getting loud, and especially this year, they really think that they can
They just
like, make
love this
some noise
team.
and everything
Yeah,
and stuff.
they love
It's not
this
like where it's like in the past where, yeah, they're a 7-8 seed or whatever getting in, or it's
They
like,
just-
okay, this is the very first one. They got to like get pumped up for the 76ers for sure.
Mhm.
I think Embiid's still a little hobbled. Like I said earlier, I think they need to limit his free throws.
Yep.
And I think they're going to win that one as well. I think the 76ers are going to still win the series, though. So
Yeah.
I actually picked opposite of who I think is going to win the series. But so those are our 3 games. We'll let you guys know next week. I ended up tying it back up. I was down 2, ended up catching back up on
And
this
just
one.
so everybody knows, we're recording this on Friday night. I think we're still going to post on Monday. So a lot of these games are going to happen. But just to throw this timestamp at you that we're not
did this
waiting
on
for the
Friday.
games. But
Yeah, and that's why we didn't know for sure Pelicans Kings, that game's
Yeah.
still being played.
just like our schedules this week, it was better for us to record tonight.
Yeah.
But
But that's pretty much all we got. You got any last things or anything that you'd like to say?
Go Nuggets. Subscribe to my Twitter and their pod.
Yeah.
You can't actually subscribe on Twitter. 2023 champs. That's
Coming
where
at
you're going
you.
to get some very mean tweets because it's a burner, so I don't have to show my face.
I don't think I follow it, so I'm going to have to
I didn't
follow
even know
it.
about it.
Yes.
I bet you've liked a couple.
You
You just didn't know.
That's how big you are. It's just like people are reposting it.
I'm
just
going
like,
places.
Hey, I
especially
hope
with
so.
this.
Yeah,
But no, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no, that
it.
was so much
Go
fun.
Nuggets.
Yep. Hey, got to give a quick shout out to DU Hockey, too. We forgot last week. We remembered right after. Congrats on winning their 10th championship. But that was, last week as well. But, thanks again, Chris.
Yep.
Hopefully, maybe when the Nuggets win the championship, you can come back on. We can kind of just talk about our run. Hopefully it's a good one and everything. But,
Enjoy.
anything else?
Hope everybody has a great week. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you next week.
Cool. We'll see you later, alligators. Peace.